She's a woman!
Fired
She's
up?
not worried about making noise in this silent building! No problem, no problem. And craction! It's me, Miss Cracker, and it's time for Review with a Jew. RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12, Episode 5. Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race. Episode 4 had like 36 looks. American Gladiator, An American Gladiator in Paris, Tickle Me Elma, The Bitch He Left You For, All of New Jersey, Car Wash but Make It Fashion, Stripes but 0 Stars, Sponge, Wake Up Pearl, Taste the Rainbow, Panic at the Ball Pit, How Many Hamsters Had to Die For You to Wear That, Kid Pics, Do You Ever Feel Like a Paper Bag and It Was All Yellow, Gold LeMay West, High Horse Drag, Nightgowns, Your Cousin Who Dresses Like Somebody's Auntie Because She's 24 and Lives in an Artsy Neighborhood, A Wrinkle in Time the Movie, The Legend of Bagger Vanessa, A Tailored Coat, White Poofy Sleeves, Poofy White Sleeves, White Poofy Sleeves, Monet's Drag, Whitney Houston, Bras of Sunset. That was a lot for all of us, but it was too much for Rock'em Sakura. She lip-synced for her life and went home looking like a million little pieces. Rock'em Sakura had a lot of potential. It was just taking too long to come out. Like Chromatica. The entire cast weeps over missing Rock'em.
I want to know why.
Everyone's gonna miss that ass though. Heidi looking like Locutus of Borg. Hellraiser! There's one thing that you can't tell Aiden. That's anything. As soon as everyone leaves the mirror, Britta starts bothering Aiden and everyone sort of joins. They're like, girl, you have to step your pussy up. She's like, get my pussy some stairs. Cut to a new day in the workroom. Short at the sides, long at the top. Short at the sides, long at the top. Why do white gays have Nazi youth haircuts? This is my question. Jackie's dressed like Leia's other brother, you know, not Luke. The gay one. Looking like if Jesus was a Brooklyn gay. If Jesus was a Brooklyn gay. What if Jesus was a Brooklyn gay? Yeah. Woo! It's time for the main challenge. Wait, no, it's not. The mini challenge for today is stupid. The mini challenge today, except it isn't really a mini challenge at all, is to pick a bottle with a pink pill. Whoever picks a bottle with a pink pill in it, they will get to be the deciders in the main challenge today. Gigi and Nikki win. The main challenge this week is Grey's Anatomy. All the girls are gonna get together and film a parody of Grey's Anatomy called Grey's Anatomy. And it's up to Gigi and Nikki to cast the whole thing. Immediately, Aiden does not like the role she has been given. Everyone looked at her and they're like, why don't you be the ghost? And she's like, I don't really see me as a ghost. She sees herself as alive, and they see her as dead. Casper the Friendly Mattress. Aiden tells RuPaul, I've never been in such a large room of people before. Homeschooled, got that. Widow also hates the role she's been given. She gives us one of her favorite catchphrases. I guess she's been waiting to exhale. Nikki talks to Widow and she's like, are you okay with the role you've been given? And Widow's like, yeah, sure, fine. So we know she's passive. I guess we're gonna find out later if she's a passive bottom. But it doesn't matter who's happy and who's not. The roles have been assigned and it's time to head to the soundstage. Carson Kressley is going to be the guest director on this episode of Grey's Anatomy. Jada helps me make a supercut of the word anal.
Anal.
Just watching your bow bounce around as you talk.
Heidi will barely clear the net with a lame joke.
That was gold.
I have to call her and let her know she can make a career out of it! This is a difficult filming session for these girls. Everybody is struggling a little bit with their lines, and Nikki is struggling to find a reason to go on. A mood for me.
Today I'm suffering from all news.
Britta is the Kenneth Branagh of this stage. She is spitting all over Aiden during their scene.
Who is that?
Oh, he is just the spittiest
spit
British actor.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
like, let loose the house of war, creeps from day to day in this petty pace.
While Denny speaks.
Wow, you really took me there.
Not the spit take of Britta. This looks more like a Lee Dawson production every single week. Altogether, I don't know what is going on in this scene. I hope it comes together in the final edit.
Hop into your elbow.
Okay, it's another elimination day. It's time for the girls to get in face.
It's called Cirque du Face, meaning Circus of the Face.
Everyone's like, I think that went pretty well. And Jackie's all, I think a few people forgot a word or two. A word or two. Shut up! The girls start talking about their challenges. Nikki says she has to shut down the voices in her head. Jackie confesses that she's haunted by her mother's disappointment. Widow Von Du suffers with the loss of her mother. And Heidi M. Closet suffers with the fact that her makeup looks like a science experiment gone wrong. It's time for the runway. The runway theme this week is capes and
I think it's just capes.
Capes. Rue looking like the Cowardly Lion got done up in Emerald City today. Jada comes out wearing a Brooklyn Heights approved bandage outfit. Britta's like,
Little Red Riding Hood ain't so little anymore, bitch.
I'm like, no, she's huge. Jackie is Disco Cher, a tailored coat.
Oh my God, no! Don't jump!
But enough fashion. It's time to roll the tapes on Gay's Anatomy. To me, Nicky Doll may have been the only funny part. Watching her literally give up on comedy is something that I can stand behind. Heidi and Crystal had a fairly simple scene, but apparently they forked it up a little. They should have put out a little more F-fork. I could have forked hold. All right, no more theater. Time to get to the judges' critiques. Britta did not bring enough cape to the runway. Heidi did not bring enough Heidi to the challenge. Rue picks
Motherfucking Sherry
as the winner of this week's challenge. But he asks the bottom girls, who should go home this week? Everybody says Nicky Doll, even Nicky Doll.
I volunteer as tribute.
I guess Nikki is kind of in what I'll call the Garden of Eden. She's like, I'm from a different background from all these people. I don't know how this works. You know Rue does not like when a girl doubts herself. He's like, okay, well, if it could be somebody else besides you, who would it be? I don't know, I guess Heidi M. Closet based on that outfit and makeup. Behind the scenes, Aiden has had it. She says that she has been taking it from all directions like a young Michelle Visage, but Heidi is not having it. She says, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm not worried about what anyone else is thinking. I'm just worried about number one, me. Luckily, Rue has the final word. For the bottom this week, she chooses Nicky Doll and Heidi N. Closet. Looks like there's no place to Heidi in anymore. Let me tell you, 1,000 gays caught on fire because the song this week was by Kim Petras. Not Heidi doing the Naomi, not Heidi doing the Monique. It looks like it's going to be a tough one, but in a split decision, Rue decides that Heidi N. Closet is safe and Nicky Doll must sashay away. Nicky had so much to offer, but she struggled to find her brand like Geico struggles to find a mascot. I can't imagine anything more difficult for a drag queen than doing a drag race acting challenge, especially if it is in your second language. That's why I decided to talk to Nicky Doll today about how she felt.
Hello, first of all, bonjour madame, how are you doing?
Ça va et vous?
Très bien. It is just pretty much the day after Elimination aired. What are you feeling like right now?
Well, I have to say that I got no tears left to cry.
I'm just thinking about that because the beginning of the episode is so full of tears over Rock and Sakura.
Because I think that Rock used all the tears allowed on the show for a season. I didn't want to allow myself to cry on TV. But I surely was going through it yesterday. It was rough to watch it. You know, I think when you haven't done RuPaul's Drag Race and you see yourself literally failing is mostly for the big ego that we have now with social media. It's like hard up, I think, on us now.
Do you feel like you failed in the challenge?
I don't think I failed in the challenge. I failed myself backing up myself with the confidence that I deserve to have, and which is also what you see when they are tricking us with the question to see if you have the nerves that it takes to do Drag Race. The immigrant inferiority complex is a real thing, and at that moment, the only thing that I was listening was, there's no way you did better than American Girls.
I mean, I just filmed my review, and I thought that you were the funniest part.
Yeah, when I was performing in the challenge, it was mostly just like making sure that I remembered all my line. You know, like I think people don't really know that, but we have a very little amount of time to memorize all of this. Yeah. Adding to the fact that you have to paint, you know, like still create the content. So like your head is kind of like all over the place. Doing the challenge, I was actually very comfortable with my performance.
Yeah.
It's when I was on stage that everything kind of like went all over the place.
Do you think that if you had it to do over, that you would be more confident with yourself when Ru asked that question?
Yes, I think that the thing that I needed was to see myself. I think I was arriving at this point of my career what I needed to turn the camera back at me, and having this experience just made me grow so fast, and I'm sure you hear this every season. The girls are like, oh, if you put me back there now, I would slay it and I would win. And that's how I feel. Like, I know for a fact that what was lacking, I learned it by watching myself. And I'm in a totally different mindset now.
The girls that have left this season left, showing something great. And I think that you're no exception. What is it that you want to do with the spotlight now that there's some attention on you? What do you want to do next?
I think that what motivated me to do the show was really to meet the fans. I was dreaming of touring. Like, I love to be on the road. I love to meet all the fans. I love to perform. I love to be on stage. And that's the thing. I think that people have very strong stigma when it comes to look queens. And but I love to perform. I'm not just someone that loves to do photos and like be pretty at the club. Like, I like to dance, which is funny because my first lip sync didn't really show that. My dress not allowing it. Let's set the record clear. Yeah. So yeah, I would love to tour. I want to do more now that I finally have the confidence to speak English and to embrace my my lack of English or my good English sometimes. I want to be involved more into like doing contents, videos, hosting. I would love to do maybe some music. Before doing drag, I was actually a singer, and I had a band in Paris, and I was like touring and stuff. And when I started doing drag, I quit doing music. And now I think it would be a cool way for me to link the both.
Well, baby, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you're doing well in quarantine and not going crazy.
Bye.
So, Nicky Doll is gone. It's getting more and more tense every week, so this is what I want you to do. Watch tomorrow's episode and then come back and join me for another Review with a Jew. Do we make coffee now?
Oh, yeah.